It's not often that a single comment can shake a celebrity to their core, but for Kristin Chenoweth, that moment came unexpectedly. The beloved Wicked star, known for her radiant smile and powerful voice, found herself at the center of a storm she never saw coming. What started as a simple expression of grief over someone's death quickly spiraled into days of online outrage, criticism, and heartbreak. In a recent interview with The Hollywood Reporter, Kristin revealed that the backlash she faced after her comments about conservative activist Charlie Kirk's death nearly broke her. For someone who has spent decades under the spotlight, this moment hit differently because it wasn't about fame, it was about faith, empathy, and being misunderstood. Today, we're taking a closer look at what really happened, how it affected her, and why it says so much about the world we live in today. The story began in early September, when Charlie Kirk, the co-founder of Turning Point USA and a well-known ally of former President Donald Trump, was tragically shot and killed during an event at Utah Valley University. The news sent shockwaves across political and media circles. While many on social media reacted with outrage or silence, Kristin Chenoweth chose a different path. On Instagram, she shared a brief, heartfelt message. She wrote that she was upset by Kirk's death, and though they didn't always agree, she appreciated some perspectives. She added, almost immediately, social media erupted. Many of Kristin's followers, especially those from progressive and LGBTQ+ communities who have long admired her advocacy, expressed deep disappointment. To them, showing compassion for someone whose views they found harmful felt like betrayal. The backlash came fast and fierce. Thousands of comments, threads, and even calls to cancel her. For someone used to applause, it was a painful new reality. Kristin later told The Hollywood Reporter that the experience was tough on me and admitted it nearly broke me. Her voice cracked when she said those words. You could feel that this wasn't a typical celebrity apology moment. It was raw, real, and deeply human. Because beneath the headlines and online outrage, there was a woman struggling to reconcile her faith, her empathy, and her public image. In that same interview, Kristin didn't try to justify herself. Instead, she quietly reminded people, "You probably know my heart." And she's right. Over the years, Kristin has built a reputation not just as a Broadway legend, but as a person of compassion. She's openly shared her Christian faith while standing proudly as an ally for the LGBTQ+ community. Something she admits doesn't always sit comfortably with everyone. In fact, she once said, "It's no secret that I'm a person of faith, and it's no secret that I'm an advocate for the LGBTQ+ community. For some, that doesn't go together, but for me, it always has, and it always will." That duality, that attempt to live with both conviction and love, is what makes her so unique, and also, perhaps, so misunderstood in a time when online discussions often leave no room for nuance. Looking back, Kristin described her Instagram post as a human moment of reflection. She wasn't defending Charlie Kirk's politics. She wasn't aligning herself with his beliefs. She was simply mourning a life lost, a family grieving, a moment of tragedy. But in today's hyper-connected digital world, where every sentence is dissected and every emotion becomes content, intentions can easily get lost. Kristin later said she came to understand that her words hurt some folks. And that realization hurt me too. That's the kind of humility that rarely makes headlines. A celebrity acknowledging not just public backlash, but the emotional impact of unintentionally hurting her own supporters. Still, the experience left her shaken, unsure how to express kindness without being accused of disloyalty or hypocrisy. The controversy also echoed another moment from around the same time, when actress Jamie Lee Curtis received similar backlash. Curtis, in an interview, became emotional while discussing Charlie Kirk's death. She made it clear that she found his ideas abhorrent, but expressed hope that in his final moments, he felt connected to his faith. That, too, was twisted and criticized online. Curtis later explained that an excerpt of her words was misinterpreted as her sympathizing with Kirk's politics. She clarified that she was merely reflecting on the human side of faith, not his ideology. Together, these incidents paint a bigger picture, one where compassion itself seems to have become controversial. It raises an uncomfortable question. Have we reached a point where expressing empathy for anyone outside our circle is automatically seen as betrayal? For Kristin Chenoweth, that question hit home. Throughout her career, she has tried to build bridges, not walls, using her platform to talk about love, forgiveness, and understanding. But as this episode proved, even good intentions can be misunderstood in today's world of instant judgment. The actress told friends she withdrew from social media for a while to protect her peace. The comments, the threats, and the criticism felt overwhelming. Yet, those who know her say she never stopped praying for strength. She focused on her faith, her family, and her music, the things that have always grounded her. In many ways, this ordeal reminded her, and perhaps all of us, that empathy doesn't always come without cost. Sometimes, being kind is the bravest thing you can do. Despite the pain, Kristin's response afterward showed grace. She didn't lash out or post defensive videos. She chose quiet reflection instead. That silence spoke volumes. It showed a maturity and spiritual depth that many admired. Over time, fans began to rally behind her again, realizing that one comment, even if controversial, didn't erase years of advocacy and kindness. Kristin's story became less about controversy and more about resilience. It's a reminder that in the era of social media, even the most genuine people can be caught in a whirlwind of misinterpretation. But how we respond, with bitterness or with grace, defines who we truly are. And Kristin Chenoweth, despite feeling broken, chose grace every step of the way. As the dust settles, Kristin's message stands as a quiet testament to compassion in a divided world. She reminded us that empathy doesn't have political boundaries. You can mourn a life without agreeing with their beliefs. You can be faithful and inclusive, kind and courageous. In her words, faith and love aren't opposites, they're partners. And maybe that's the real story here. Not just a celebrity controversy, but a call to be more human, to pause before we judge, to understand before we react, and to remember that behind every headline is a person trying to do their best. For Kristin Chenoweth, the storm was painful, but it also reaffirmed what she's always stood for: compassion, integrity, and the belief that love, no matter how complicated, is still the strongest voice of all.